The waiter's voice was steady, too steady. "Sir, it seems your daughter poured something into your glass." For a moment, the hallway outside the restroom felt colder than the winter night. My hand tightened around my phone. I didn't ask questions, I didn't panic, I just said, "Thank you," and walked back to the table with a calm I didn't fully recognize. Because in that split second, the world I thought I'd built collapsed, and the man I used to be died with it. I didn't sit down, I didn't smile, I simply switched our glasses. 15 minutes later, the truth revealed itself. But the real story started long before tonight. I raised Lily alone after her mother passed. She was my shadow, bright, ambitious, hungry for the world. I gave her everything I never had. College? Paid for. Wedding? Lavish. Support? Unconditional. When she met Eric, I welcomed him. He was polite, attentive, always a little too grateful. But I took that as humility. I mistook it for goodness. The first shift came after my company began receiving acquisition offers. Suddenly, their visits increased. Their questions grew sharper. "How much do you think you'll get, Dad? Any idea what you'll do with all that money? You should let us help you manage it." I ignored the tone. I excused the curiosity. I thought they were excited for me. Parents see what they want to see. The day the wire hit, $60 million, clean, I called Lily first. She cried, told me she was proud, told me I deserved it. Then she asked when we were celebrating. That should have been my first warning. But love blinds the willing. The second warning came from my attorney a week later. He noticed something off in my estate plan. Small but deliberate adjustments, subtle clause changes that would shift a large percentage of my assets to Lily in the event of sudden medical incapacity. He asked if I approved the changes. I hadn't. I confronted no one, not yet, but I started watching. Eric was visiting more, often alone, pretending to check in, asking about my health, suggesting vitamins, offering to bring dinner, meals I never ate. I told myself it was paranoia. Until the third warning, my housekeeper found an unmarked bottle near my tea canister. She'd seen something like it before. Her uncle had been poisoned by a relative over an inheritance dispute. That was the first time I tested anything in my house. The results were enough to freeze my blood. I didn't rage, I didn't accuse, I didn't show fear. I strategized. Tonight was the final act. I invited them to the most expensive restaurant in town. A celebration, a thank you, a perfect scene. I was warm, cheerful, generous, even handed them each envelopes with substantial checks. They smiled like children handed candy. Their guard lowered instantly. When my phone rang, I excused myself. The waiter approached. The warning dropped, and my heart hardened into something unrecognizable. I returned, switched glasses, and lifted mine in a toast. "To family," I said. They clinked, smiling wide. We ate, we laughed, or rather, they did. 15 minutes later, Eric's face paled. His hand trembled. He knocked over his water. "Are you okay?" I asked softly. He looked at Lily. She looked at the glass in front of her. My glass. Her panic was instantaneous, a silent confession. "It was supposed to be a mild sedative," she whispered, her voice cracking. "Just enough to—" "To what?" I asked. "Make me legally incompetent? Make you my guardian? Access my accounts? Speed up the inheritance?" Her tears spilled. Eric staggered out of his chair. The waiter backed away. I stayed seated. "I didn't drink it," I said. "You did." You would think the room erupted, but no. It went silent, utterly still, a quiet so sharp it cut through their excuses before they could form. I placed a folder on the table, records, texts, estate changes, toxicology reports, everything. "I've been documenting for months," I said. Tonight was the final test. Their faces broke, not out of guilt, but out of fear. That told me everything. Security arrived. The manager approached. The police followed. I didn't watch them being taken out. I didn't need to. Their downfall wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, surgical. I made sure of that. People say revenge is destructive, but I've learned something else. Revenge is clarity. It's the moment you finally see people for who they are, not who you wanted them to be. Lily was my daughter, my blood, my pride. But love doesn't excuse betrayal, and betrayal, once revealed, can never be undone. I signed my statement calmly, walked out into the night, and breathed. For the first time in years, I felt safe, not because the threat was gone, but because I removed it myself.